Welcome back to Books I Made as a Kid, the series where I peer back into my childhood and revisit some of my earliest creative endeavors. I'll get right into it, The Fireman. If I'm not mistaken, I wrote this mainly in the spring of 2011. Pretty boring cover all things considered, but I like the salmon colored paper. It's not hard to see the writing on it at all. We're introduced to brothers, 8-year-old John and 7-year-old Mark. Wow, the most boring Christian names. I'll take Rimt or Ruffle over Mark and John any day. They set up their Xbox and play some Halo. Sure, why not? This is directly taken from a game I like to play with my own brother at that age. Mark wants to be the Covenant, while John wants to be what I assume says an alien? Yeah, that's not right. If you don't know Halo, the Covenant are the main alien enemies. I must have confused the Covenant for the Spartans, the human super soldiers of the game. Oh no, then the power goes out, and they see a mysterious hole in the ground through the window. What do? They go inside it, of course. John gets spooked when peeking in and seeing a mysterious man shooting fire from his hands. When they both go in, they find a town of people who speak Spanish. The brothers are warned of danger. Apparently, John speaks Spanish. No, he doesn't. I don't speak Spanish myself. I remember using early Google Translate. I really couldn't say why I made these people speak Spanish. Maybe because it was an unfamiliar language to me, and my 8-year-old self thought it fit a hidden, unfamiliar world. I really didn't know the implications of that, huh? Finally, they went to a town where people said English things. They hear of a man who visits on Monday morning and shoots fire. And it's Monday morning now, so he's here. They immediately spot the fabled fireman, who chases them until they hide behind a rock. The brothers visit another city and find people talking. We are going to be guards of the fireman. Yes, I still didn't know how to spell guards. Thank you, I know. Look, said Mark, 2 people. But it wasn't 2 people. It was the fireman, really the fireman. What? How does that even make any sense? Mark must be going cross-eyed or something. They get on a bike and ride off. What in my mind was a cool bike chase scene was just the brothers riding until some people told them to stop. Then they hop in the back of a presumably moving truck. After they got on the truck, it was only 7:30, but Mom wasn't here. What, was I thinking their mom would chase them all the way down here and drag them back by their ears? So many details I just glaze over. Things happen so quickly. Okay, let me take an odd tangent. Within the domain of childhood development psychology, there's this term called egocentrism. In early childhood, a child often fails to see things from another person's point of view. What applies to them applies to everybody. They understand the world from one perspective.
900 FOV.
I think my writing was egocentric. I know it's weird to be psychoanalyzing my childhood stories, but hear me out. I skipped over so many details because I couldn't understand that somebody else could read my book with no knowledge of what I intended. I remarked on this in the first episode. Gosh, I cannot imagine someone other than me trying to read this and make any sense of this book. It's all dialogue, but not just a stream of events that can only be deciphered through knowing what I intended. Now I might have an idea why. This kind of egocentrism might not explicitly stretch to 8 years old, but there are fragments of it here. Of course, lack of writing experience and my brain working faster than my hand also contributed to this. Back to the book. Mark and John find a boy who offers lunch. The next fireman will probably destroy us, he says. So we must get ready in 2 hours, because he will have the power. Apparently a new fireman is being chosen, but this detail literally means nothing. They need to go to a cave south of the Ilklib River for some reason. I will get my car. The boy drives apparently. Whenever I say stop. You guys need to get this, okay? I will be getting my car. You guys go to the river of the Ilklib. They pack some supplies which they get from somewhere, and then they completely forget about the car and walk to the river. Oh, okay, they walk until they see the cave, and then they get in the car. Cool. The boy tells the brothers his name. Drumroll, please. Mater. Finally another goofy name, my lifeblood. They go down a ladder into this lava cave and find people holding an idol. I actually knew nothing outside of Indiana Jones as a child. 3 people helped a man that looked like a man, the fireman. Oh, that sentence made me lose brain cells. The fireman spots the kids, then he releases an explosion of fire that causes his goons to scatter. John gets out, but Mark is left to defend against the fireman by grabbing him, which just causes more destruction. Way to curl your hands around a hot iron, Mark. I'm surprised you made it out. They take the car back to the city, and guess what? The fireman is waiting for them. I will destroy you. Wait, what kind of voice should I give him?
I will destroy you,
said the fireman. Mark tries to escape up a ladder but keeps getting pulled down. Poor Mark, really taking a beating. He gets his revenge by punching the fireman. Ouch, amigo! The fireman scurries away. Oh, but they need to get him back to destroy him. He can't keep running off like this. John finds a letter addressed to Mater. Dear Mater, I do like Fridays, but not sometimes. I don't like the fireman. I just like you, your friend Danto. I think I intended this to be sentimental, but it literally has no emotional weight and means nothing. Yet I pretend that it does. Look at this, said John. It's a leader. John gave the boy the leader and he read it. Cool, said the boy. Wow. Character interaction. Chapter 4. What do we do? Here's what we do. No, they make a plan that really isn't a plan to corner the fireman. They confront him, and Mark uses Meadle as a shellid to block the fire. Mark randomly thanks Mater for taking them to the cave. Then John and Mark push back the fire until it vanishes and he runs away again. John looked at his watch. It was bleh. They want to go back to the ladder to escape through the hole, but they forget where it is. Did they not try to go up it earlier? They travel to some city and oh no, there's the fireman. He sends 2 goons after the boys, and John drops the letter. The men read it. Really, said that man, Danto is his friend. I remember when he was my friend. And with that, they just leave. Okay. Finally, the brothers escape. Dinner time, said our mom. Oh my god, Mom has the power to completely change the tense. Alright, here's where it gets dumb and where I'll kinda skim over. They have dinner, blah blah blah, John reads the pointless note again, the tense keeps changing, then he and Mark get ready for the first day of school the next morning. For some reason I say what seat the boys are assigned on the bus, and then it picks up some girl named Marlon Fentz. Now we follow John at school. What does PPQN? I even draw a little worksheet. I can't have been the only one who felt powerful when making my own schoolwork. John attends recess with his friend Billy. Wait. Hey, what did you do on your weekend, said Billy. Man, I was uninspired. I guess Billy was my default friend name. Anyways, the brothers go home and they want to go in the hole again. Now, right here is where I originally finished the book back in 2011. Yet for some reason, I came back later to write more. So here we go. 2 days later, the brothers get up early and go back in the hole. I hear something, said John. Something scary, like the death sound of music you would hear in Star Wars. I really don't know what I mean by that. The Imperial March, maybe? Oh no, the Spanish city is burning! People put up a sign that says Fireman. I guess his goons have taken over. Then dynamite destroys buildings. Mark and John try to find Mater, but the Burning Man himself confronts them. The brothers are willingly captured and get in his wagon. They were taken to a large jail. They follow the fireman in and are put in a cell. But Mater is here too. He throws the boys a vial of something. This is a melting venom made from lava. Okay. He tells them to get back up the ladder. Ooh, and ladder is spelled correctly here. This place will not exist in 10 minutes. That ladder will not stay. It will not be here. What, this whole world is being erased? Kind of a big plot point to randomly drop. The boys melt the metal bars of the cell and race to the ladder. But oh no, the hole is closing. They have to get up quick. But the fireman finds them and grabs John's foot. John's able to wiggle his shoe off and then they escape. They go back in their house, but they spot the fireman out the window. He made it up. He blows up a garden house and then little fire drones erupt from it. But then they just file down the hole. Maybe they would get the drones next time. What? Why would I come back to this book to add senseless details and hint of a sequel that never was? And is the fireman still in their backyard? Is his world gone? There's no need to get up in arms about this. In the end, like The Secret of Garcer, this is a story that entirely consists of senseless details, has unexplainable stakes, and overall has no real plot, not to mention the bare bones, egotistical writing. But of course, this is expected. It's a book I made as a kid, and I only bash it in relation to my modern standards to have a laugh and give a platform for its absurdity. Alright, it's that time again. Time for my list of strange words. Join me when I'm old and crippled and I'll talk incoherently about my first collab Angry Bird Moments. See ya.